Paramount is rumored to be changing the title for Sonic Movie 4. Hello everyone, I'm OCDsaster, and this is OCDsaster Blue, my Sonic exclusive channel, where everything we do here is Sonic related. So if that sounds like something your speed, consider subscribing and checking out some other videos after this one. I want to start this video off by saying this is a rumor. It has not been officially announced by Paramount, and none of the major trades such as Variety or Deadline have reported on this. When it comes to Hollywood news, to movie studio news, those are the ones that you really look towards for these kind of sources and leaks. If they're reporting on it, that means it's almost completely confirmed, but none of them have yet. This has been started by Daniel RPK, who, no shade, has gotten a lot of things right, but a lot of things wrong as well. So have to take this with a grain of salt and just really think about this from multiple perspectives. And I know you guys are really good at this, especially people that are part of this small community. We might not always agree on things that's Sonic related, but we're all fans and we all can kind of understand how these things work. So this rumor could actually be correct, and later the major trades do report on it, but for now, as of this recording, it has not been official. Paramount has not made an official statement. This is kind of just what Daniel RPK said, and that a lot of gaming articles, Sonic Twitter, Sonic YouTubers are kind of rolling with it, because we frankly haven't gotten a lot of Sonic Movie 4 news in a while, so this is kind of a little bit to chew on, a little bit to feast on as we wait for that to roll out. So what is this alleged title change? Well, according to Daniel RPK, Paramount is considering changing the Sonic Movie 4 title from Sonic the Hedgehog 4 to Sonic the Hedgehog CD to pay homage to the game that it's adapting from, because it will, quote, take place with a dark future. And then also, as we know from the post-credit scene of Sonic Movie 3, will feature Amy and Metal Sonic, who both were debuted in the game Sonic CD. And I've already seen a big divide amongst the fans. Some fans are really excited. They really like this change. They think it's great to pay homage to a classic game that a lot of people love. But there are Sonic fans out there that said that they are tired of looking up Sonic 2, Sonic 3, looking for the game and only seeing movie stuff pop up because of the titles, and that by naming it Sonic CD, then they can't look up their favorite game anymore because it'll just be polluted with Paramount movie stuff, which I understand completely. I am of two minds here. My fan brain says it's very cool that they could be changing the title to give more love to the respective game, but then I can also switch my brain to the corporate executive that is like, this would be a nightmare for branding and marketing, because we have to think, movies aren't just for the fans. Yes, these movies are made with the fans in mind, but they're trying to reach a broader audience, the casuals, so that way the box office can make more money, because this is a business. Although the consumers don't really care, they just want quality, they want, the Easter eggs, they want the love of Sonic the Hedgehog put into these movies. Paramount wants to appease the fans, but also make more money than the last titles. And although that these titles have been successful, Sonic Movie 1, 2, and 3, they haven't been the biggest box office hits in their respective years, but they have been increasing in box office numbers, which is a good sign. So by rebranding, by renaming the movie, it could actually damage that trajectory, because you have Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 as a trilogy, and then Sonic the Hedgehog 4 for the casual fans to be like, oh, so that's the sequel to the one I just watched with Shadow in it, I need to go see it, versus Sonic the Hedgehog CD, they're going to be like, what happened to 4? There was a post-credit scene, but is this a spin-off? Like, does this have to actually do with the other Sonic movies? I don't know if I really want to go see that, if it's just like a spin-off sort of thing, and then that causes confusion. Not saying that casual people are dumb, they're just not very aware and not really, keeping an eye on the Sonic universe like most of us are. So that is a big thing, is it's gonna turn casuals away. Maybe it's not a lot, but a couple hundred people are gonna see Sonic the Hedgehog CD, and they're gonna be like, that's a weird title, that's odd, I'm not quite sure I know what that is. And then, of course, the trailers and stuff could help out, but it could already turn some people away because they're used to that consistency of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. it's not the biggest of deals, but from a corporate and business standpoint, you don't want your trajectory to go down. It's going up, and you should just keep the titles the way they are, because otherwise it's just going to start consumer and marketing confusion, especially for like the older people, the parents, the grandparents and stuff. They're not going to understand what this is, and if their kids want to go see something, or they want eventually to get like the Blu-ray or whatever, it could lead to confusion, and they're getting the game instead of the actual movie. So there's a lot that could go on here. I think it's also kind of odd because they would be doing this for the 4th Sonic movie installment, but they're not doing it for the other ones. Yeah, sure, the first Sonic movie was kind of its own thing, right? Kind of grounded in its own universe, so that makes sense. But why didn't they name the second one Sonic the Hedgehog 2? Why didn't they make that Sonic's Adventure? And then the third one, Sonic's Second Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, pay homage to the games that they're based off of, because they are mostly based off of those games, with a few other things sprinkled in there. So naming it Sonic the Hedgehog CD isn't the biggest thing in the world. I'm not gonna like stomp my feet and like cry about it, but I would be like, okay, let's see where this goes if they do officially announce later down the line that they are changing it to that. Now, moving on from that, but still keeping it in the same vein of the discussion, this darker future, and it containing, you know, the Sonic and Metal Sonic debuted in the Sonic CD game, and it deals with time travel, and there's a lot of alluding and a lot of speculation and rumors that that's what this movie is mostly going to be taking place, in this dark future, right, where Amy's probably going to be coming back from the future to warn Sonic and the crew about Metal Sonics in the future. Maybe Dr. Eggman somehow has returned. He didn't actually, you know, get eliminated in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. There's a lot of open-ended things right now that we're not going to know until we get more, you know, advertisement and marketing for the movie. And we saw in leaked concept footage a while ago of Dr. Eggman in this like dystopian future with like royalty gowns on with Metal Sonic right next to him. So this could still very well be a big plot point in Sonic Movie 4. And I think that's fine. I think that's great that we're introducing these characters and we're doing all this stuff. But then you have folks saying like, oh, well, that means Silver's going to be in this. Oh, because it has to deal with time travel in the future, they have to have Silver in the movie, or at least tease him in the post-credits scene. And I think we're getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves. Although I think that'd be very cool, let's focus more so on what we're about to get, not the future of what we could get. Because this movie could be bad, one, it could be great, it could be phenomenal, and then we also have rumors about Paramount just completely shutting down all of the Sonic movies after this and focusing on spin-offs and TV shows and stuff like that. So there's a lot still in the unknown as it comes to the Sonic movie universe, and I'm just a little bit, I don't know, I feel like we're jumping the gun. I feel like we got some more leaks, we're excited, Sonic movie stuff, we're finally getting little tidbits here and there. Jim Carrey's not retiring anytime soon anymore, so he could definitely come back, which was a big concern for me. I think he was a major pull for the first 3 movies, and I think he's just a beloved actor and just a main staple for the Sonic movie franchise. So we still need these answers kind of like locked into place before we can really go into full like confirmation mode of certain things. The only thing we know is there's a Sonic movie 4 in development, that Amy Rose and Metal Sonic are both going to be in it, and that this is going to most likely be an adaptation of Sonic CD. To what level, we're not quite sure yet. We will just have to wait and see. There's a lot of cool but, you know, obscure things in the Sonic CD game that might look a little bit weird in live action. Once again, we don't know where Eggman plays into this. There's still a lot of Sonic characters we haven't met yet. I really hope we just stick to Amy and Metal Sonic, because if we introduce Rouge or Silver or any of these other characters, it's going to get really bloated, really, you know, padded out, and we don't even have enough time for Tails and Knuckles anymore, right? Like, I get it, Sonic Movie 3 was all about Sonic and Shadow, and it needed to focus on Shadow, but it was so heavily Shadow focused, Tails and Knuckles had nothing to do. And I, you know, want everyone to kind of have their part like they do in the games, but there's a difference between having an 8 to 10 hour playthrough session of a video game versus only being able to sit and watch 2 to 3 hours of a movie. There's only so much you can do there. I know I'm going into kind of like a tangent and a ramble right now, but to bring it all back, this is all rumors, it's not confirmed yet. What do you guys think? Do you think that Paramount will change the Sonic Movie 4 title to Sonic CD? Do you like this move if it does happen, or are you opposed to it? Do you agree with my comments and statements about how this could be confusing to casuals? What would you like to see in this movie? Do you think Silver will be introduced? I personally don't think so. I think they need to focus on, they're probably going to do Year of Amy or Year of Metal Sonic for once they really start ramping up marketing for this game. It's most likely going to be Amy. She needs a lot of love in the sense that she hasn't really gotten that kind of like character backing as much anymore. And the marketing was so well for Year of Shadow that Shadow's kind of getting his own kind of love and his own kind of revitalization, right? Like he's in a lot of more Sonic marketing. He's almost like that secondary character to Sonic now. It's usually Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, but now like Shadow's being thrown in there as well. So it's very interesting to see that happen. Maybe they're going to try to do that with Amy in the next one. But I have gone on far too long. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Be sure to check out my Halloween episode that's out right now, the Sonic Spooktacular. I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya!